The primary purpose of this podcast series is to inform, entertain, and educate. The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast series do not constitute legal or other professional advice, opinions, or endorsements of any kind. Welcome to the Martini Mortgage Podcast, episode 155, which is called What is Happening in Real Estate? My name is Kevin Martini, and I'm a certified mortgage advisor and producing branch manager, NMLS 143962, with the Martini Group at Gold Star Mortgage Financial Group Corporation, NMLS 3446, equal housing lender. Right now, the hot topic that is top of mind with not just people that want to purchase a home, but with people that currently own a home is what is happening with home prices. It is a very understandable concern because we have all heard that homes are continuing to appreciate. However, we are seeing that some sellers are reducing the asking price on the house they have for sale. Then pepper in the recession into the equation. What the heck is going on? Recession, appreciation, and price reductions? Oh my. There are three terms that are being used right now, and they sound very similar. However, they have materially different meanings, and they are appreciation, depreciation, and deceleration. Again, they sound similar, but they have different meanings. So let me define each of them for you turbo fast. Simply put, appreciation is when home prices increase. Depreciation is when home prices decrease. And deceleration is when home prices continue to appreciate, but at a slower or a moderate pace. During the periods of deceleration, which we are experiencing right now, it is critical to understand that homes are still appreciating, but they are not appreciating at the unprecedented and record-breaking pace that they have been during the last several years. Let me kind of explain. Deceleration in another way. Let's assume that you are on the interstate and the posted speed limit is 65 miles per hour. However, you are driving over the speed limit. So let's say you are going 80 miles per hour. You see, the real estate market of the past several years ago has been speeding. Now, in the distance, you see a highway patrol car, and you don't want a ticket, so you decelerate to reduce your speed to 65, which is the speed limit because you don't want a ticket. As you approach the highway patrol car and then pass it, it seems like you are going slower. And you know why? Because you are. You were going 15 miles over the speed limit. However, now you're doing the speed limit. You are still going fast, just not as fast as you were. And remember, you are still going the speed limit and you are still headed towards your destination. You are not stopped or going backwards, or going back home. If you were going back home, that would be depreciation. Perhaps a crazy analogy, but according to the data from CoreLogic, nationwide in 2021, homes appreciated 15%. Earlier in 2022, appreciation was upward of 20%, but moving forward, per the experts, homes will continue to appreciate at a decelerated rate. Again, for the people in the back, deceleration is when home prices continue to go up in value, but at a slower or moderate pace. Let me get granular for a moment. In 2022, homes appreciated between 19 to 20% year over year from January to May of 2022. However, the last couple of months, this pace has decelerated to 18% in June. That is a 2% drop from the peak, and there is no way to put lipstick on this. In June 2022, it was the greatest single month slowdown on record since the 70s. But let me give you some perspective. A historical appreciation rate is 5%. So home values are still significantly above the historical numbers, and we would have to see a ton more deceleration to get and reach the typical home appreciation growth based on history. I want to make this point crystal clear. So if you're multitasking, please stop for a hot second. Home prices have not fallen or depreciated. Home prices just decelerated, or if you prefer, home prices are moderating right now. I cannot find one expert to say that home prices will net depreciate, and every projection I have seen is indicating ongoing appreciation. With all that said, let's talk about the elephant in the room: recession. First, let me be clear. Recession does not mean home prices are going to plummet, nor does recession mean a rinse and repeat of the 2008 housing crisis. Here is what history has shared. In 4 of the last 6 recessions, home prices actually appreciated. During each recession, mortgage rates declined 6 out of 6 times. If there is a housing recession, and a housing recession is a simple way to refer to the current combination of fewer homes for sale, lower new construction housing starts, and a decline in mortgage lending due to higher interest rates and fewer refinances in turn. Again, if there is a housing crisis, it does not mean the housing market is collapsing or that the housing prices are plummeting. While house prices have decelerated in many markets, they are still elevated due to high demand and low supply. If you are a home buyer, you need to know this. It should always be home loan first and then go find your home. In this market, or any market for that matter, there is never a substitute for having price and cost clarity, and you need to have certainty and communicate that certainty to the seller, since there remains very high demand for homes for sale and there's a very low supply of homes for sale too. As a home buyer today, you may need to readjust your expectations in terms of the current interest rates and the price range of the house that you can afford. Just because you may have been qualified for a certain price range in the past, that doesn't mean that you can still qualify for that same price range right now. That's because interest rates have nearly doubled in the past year, and they may continue to increase in the months ahead. You may want to take action sooner than later in order to avoid getting priced out of the market due to rising interest rates. As a certified mortgage advisor, many of the families I serve, I'm advising them to marry the house and date the rate. You see, home values are going to continue to appreciate. In other words, they are just going to keep going up. As a certified mortgage advisor, it is my professional opinion that the best barometer of future home values is the Home Price Expectation Survey. The Home Price Expectation Survey is essentially a survey of over 100 economists, real estate experts, and investment strategists. And they are asked, where are home values headed over the next 5 years? The most recent survey is projecting a 5-year cumulative appreciation north of 24%. Now, what does this mean? Let's do the math. If you purchased a home in January 2022, valued at $390,000, according to the Home Price Expectation Survey, over the next 5 years, there could be a potential growth in household wealth solely based on appreciation of $102,787. According to the most recent Home Price Expectation Survey, which is not one person's opinion, but opinions of over 100 experts, that $390,000 home that you purchased at the end of 5 years could be worth $492,787. Let me get back to the marry the house and date the rate strategy. Yes, mortgage rates have basically doubled this year, but they are still attractive. Historically speaking, post-recession, 6 out of 6 times, 100%, there has been a recession. Mortgage rates have declined from the peak to the trough, over 2%. So it is very probable that there will be a refinance opportunity in the future. And today you can marry your home and date the rate. And it's going to be a good looking rate and potentially get an even better looking one that's more attractive in the future that you can marry to. Listen, home values are just going to keep going up and up and up. That is what's happening with home prices, folks. Thank you for tuning in to episode 155 of the Martini Mortgage Podcast. My name is Kevin Martini, and I am a certified mortgage advisor, and I provide the families I serve with trusted advice with a frictionless digital mortgage process that provides certainty. In closing, what is happening with home prices? They are going up. If you're ready to become a homeowner, know that buying today can set you up for long-term success as your asset value and your own net worth is projected to grow with the ongoing home price appreciation. Let's connect to begin your home buying process today. You can reach me, Kevin Martini, by dialing 919-238-4934. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you in advance for sharing this episode of the Martini Mortgage Podcast with someone you care about.